How's it going?
Good. Let me move to a place where there isn't a bathroom behind me.
Oh, that's okay. I didn't know. I couldn't tell.
There we go.
It looks bright and sunny there.
Sure is.
That's good. That's at least a
Yeah.
positive.
Yes.
So, how have you guys been holding up? You're in St. Catharines, I'm assuming?
Yeah. Yeah. In St. Catharines, it's been all right. I mean, Amanda's been working around the clock, so I've been now I'm homeschool dad, cooking dad, cleaning dad, fully domesticated dad.
A dad of many hats.
Yeah, a dad of many hats.
How's the
Yes.
homeschooling dad part going?
Yeah, we started this week. Just I wanted to let them have just kind of a regular March break, and I thought, wow, we'll get back into it. And thankfully, our teachers down here at the District School Board of Niagara reached out and said, listen, we're going to start this online classroom thing, and so they've made it really easy for
Nice.
us to kind of click on links and get the kids set up in front of a computer, and at least they're doing something. So it's like maybe the equivalent of an hour a day, which is just fine by now to start.
Yeah, definitely. And you know what? We're lucky that we live in a time where it's even possible to have them keep learning with their curriculum and their teachers.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's great because they miss them. Like
Yeah.
my kids miss their teachers and their friends from school. And so we've been pretty lax about like letting them, because we're pretty strict about screen time here. Because my son's 8, my daughter is she just turned 7. So we're pretty strict about screen time. It's currency. They can earn screen time or have it be taken away. So, but we've
Okay.
been pretty generous, letting them video conference their friends and just like, kind of have a little bit of autonomy that way so that they
Yeah.
don't feel so cut off from the rest of the world,
Yeah, definitely. And my niece actually, her school did a drive-through to say hi to their teachers, just to wave out the car window because she missed her teacher so much.
Oh, that's nice.
So as far as activities and stuff, I mean, you guys are a pretty active family generally, so has not much changed as far as, they're just home more and
Yeah. I mean, we, I'm trying to do 3 things a day. I'm trying to do something productive, something outside, and something fun. So, and that obviously when I got the 2 little ones running around, that includes them. So whether it's a quick game of hockey on the street or we walk to the park, we don't play at the park obviously, but we can walk to the park or ride bikes,
yeah.
that kind of thing. My kids are spending a lot of time outside, which is actually really great.
Yeah, I know. I feel like I've seen that a lot more. And I mean, I don't know about you, but I grew up on a farm and spent all my childhood outside. I don't
Yeah.
remember being inside at all playing video games. So seeing kids outside playing in the street or,
Yeah.
in their front yard, I'm like, this is awesome.
Yeah, and I mean, my kids too. They started piano lessons this year, and they're really into it. So we spent a lot of time like playing piano and kind of, because now with social distancing, we found a piano teacher. She's wonderful. She comes to the house, but
Yeah.
obviously not coming to the house currently.
Yes.
So I've been trying to fill that void too, and show, just sort of work through the workbooks with the kids and do a little bit of music theory with them. And
So you're
um,
also music teacher dad.
oh yeah,
So your kids, I saw, because you did your St. Patrick's Day party, which
yeah,
was so fitting,
thank
and
you.
you had the new song come out with Alan Doyle.
Yeah.
Um, when did that song come together with Alan?
Okay, so that started, the idea of it happened at the Legends show at the CCMA. So we did, Alan and I sang Lovers in a Dangerous Time and had a great time doing it. And I've hung with Alan a number of times, and which was a little bit surreal for me because I was a huge Great Big Sea fan at the height of their fame. So, that night we were hanging in the dressing room, and I probably had a couple of beverages and got enough guts to tell him like, hey, Alan, just want to tell you how much that music meant to me. And I sang almost all those songs, like almost every night when I was out playing in bars. And he said, really, which ones? Well, first he apologized, which I thought was hilarious. And then he said, which one? So I told him, I said, the night Pat Murphy died, and Ordinary Day and Lukey's Boat and a bunch of them. So he goes, yeah, I've been kind of thinking about doing a new version of Patty Murphy with, you've got a pretty heavy band. Do you think you could do like a rock spin on it? I said, we could do it right now. Like we're ready to go now on it. And so, and then of course managers and the business people sort of get involved. And then next thing we knew, we were headed to Halifax. We went there in January. I brought Chris and Andrew from my band, and Amanda came along to hang, and he had his band there, and we went into Sonic Temple Studio in Halifax and recut the night Patty Murphy died. So, and which was, it's so funny because they had the lyrics printed out for everyone that day, and I was like, don't need them.
You're like, I know this one.
Yeah, because when I told him that story, he kind of laughed. He said, I have a similar story with Ed from Bare Naked Ladies. He said, we were Great Big Sea. We were touring with them, and they said, hey guys, would you be able to get up and sing If I Had $1 Million? And they said, oh yeah, we know that one. They said, oh, you know it all the way through? They said, yeah, we've been playing it about a week less than you guys have. We released it, we learned it, we're now playing it. So, and it was like that, with Great Big Sea for me. Like I was playing in pubs a lot back then. I was in university right at the height of their fame, and so I learned all those songs to go out and play with. So it was like that's really why I brought Amanda, because I was like, you got to be in the room to witness this. This is a big deal. This was Canadian royalty, music royalty.
Yeah, and then one day that's going to happen for you with someone who comes up, and then you get to make a song with. It's going to happen.
I hope. I mean, like, wouldn't that be wonderful? To have that kind of legacy at some point. I mean, that's honestly like my whole goal this entire time. I mean, my goal was modest to begin with. Like, I just wanted to play music as a living and keep the lights on doing that. And then, eventually it sort of became like, wouldn't it be wonderful to have a career like Alan or like Blue Rodeo, where these guys can go out and they're, they belong to us as Canadians, and they've done things elsewhere as well, but they're a Canadian band and they can still go out and tour and make a living doing that. And they can put out a record or not, doesn't matter, like what a wonderful option to have. Right.
Yeah, you're definitely going there. And I guarantee you, if a Canadian country artist right now said to you, hey, could we do a version of Stronger Beer? And you asked them if they knew all the words, they'd be like, yes, I 100% do. Or any songs, it'll happen. So you released the music, announced a world tour, and obviously due to everything going on have decided to. Yeah, but I always preface this because whenever I'm talking about, any tours or festivals or anything like that, most of them are not canceled, but, waiting to be rescheduled or just postponed. So you are rescheduling.
Absolutely. Yeah. We're not canceling anything. This is just, we just got to let this blow over. And I think maybe naively we felt that, the first run of dates in Canada, that is, was at the end of May. And we thought, wow, we might get out of it unscathed. Doesn't look that way. So, we're going to play it safe and do the right thing and just postpone hopefully to the fall. So now all the managers and agents and venue people and Live Nation are all in a big conference to figure out when these dates can actually happen. So as soon as we have information, we're going to be announcing it. But yeah, I mean, we're ready to go. Like, we rehearsed, we got the new songs rocking. Dougie's got his outfits picked out. So it's like, we got to get out on the road,
Yeah, you guys are itching to go.
Yeah, we're itching to go.
And so, well, until then, you'll just have to, do band rehearsal with your at-home band.
Right. Yes, that's where we do it, right?
Yeah. How has that been fun for you? Because I feel like most artists that I've talked to, have used social media. It's become more of a thing. Now it really, truly is the only way for you to connect with your fans. Is that a fun kind of thing that you're enjoying right now?
Yeah, it's fun. I mean, I've broken some rules too. Like, I've been just personally getting back to people. Sometimes, like, I'm supposed to stay out of the DMs, right? Things like that. But I just feel like in this time, I want to speak for myself, and I want my fans and people that follow along to feel that connection. And yeah, I mean, it's the only way we can connect. I was blown away by the St. Paddy's Day performance. Like, the number of views that we got on that thing and are still getting is unbelievable. And it didn't really hit me until afterwards. And because I never go back and rewatch or look for comments, it just makes me anxious. But Amanda was reading me some of the comments, and welling up. Like, people were so starved for entertainment, and that was 4 days into quarantine. At that point, or at least was for me. It was less than a week that I was isolating. And so if that's something we can do to kind of alleviate the pressure of everything that's happening in the world, then that's an easy fix. I'm more than happy to go on every couple of weeks and sing a few songs and try and brighten some days. Because why else would you do it otherwise? we're in this, at least I hope I can speak for most entertainers. We're in it because we love to entertain people and we want to bring a smile to their face. And that's something I've been saying, like even before any of this happened. It's like my whole mantra this entire time was just about entertainment. When you come and see me play, it's about forgetting about your phone bill, forgetting about your homework, forgetting about your job and your overtime. And I'm a 40-year-old man in tight jeans singing "Hell Raising Good Time," for God's sakes. We're not taking ourselves too seriously in this day and age. You know what I mean? This is just about entertainment. That's all it is. Yeah, that's really, so that's how you get a song like "No Truck Song." Like, I'm not always into trying to write song of the year. I'm into writing songs that give people a giggle or a laugh and give me a laugh. Like I need a little bit of comic relief through the night, a little bit. And I look forward to singing those songs. And that's why I guess I'm so excited about releasing a song like that as a single, is because I get to kind of shine a light on that side of my songwriting and my personality. And I just hope people can feel the fun in it and can forget about what's happening in the world for 3 minutes and 9 seconds,
Definitely. And then if they just want to listen to it again and watch the video, they'll get even more of a giggle. And
the video is so funny.
We had
a good time.
That treatment? Were you a part of that treatment?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The longer I hang around, the more involved I am, because I start, you have ideas. And we got on, Ron had an idea, like my manager, Ron Kitchener. He's like, I can really see a dance happening in this video. And we're like, okay, all right, let's see what we can come up with. So me and the director, Adam Rothline, and Mitch Nevins, who's our, he wears many hats at our record label. We got on a conference call and kind of devised this idea of this kind of Joe Dirt type character getting kicked out of his trailer and having a little adventure, and me getting to drive a cool truck.
Perfect scenario.
That's what you need.
Yeah.
That's all I need. I need a cool car or a cool truck to drive for the afternoon.
Yeah. You have to have a cool truck. Every video has to have at least some sort of cool vehicle to be driving. Yeah.
Well, anyone that's made a music video knows how painstaking it is. So if that's the one thing that I'm like, I want to drive a cool truck. As long as there's budget for that, I'm good to go,
Yeah, definitely. So are you going to be doing more of the live concerts from home?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I'm kind of less organized when it comes to that. I just sort of do it when it feels good to do it. But I did have a call with my team, and we're gonna set a few things up. So it'll be calculated a little bit, but you might just catch me, popping on Facebook Live one night and just singing a couple of songs just for the fun of it. So
okay, we'll have to keep an eye out then.
Yeah, and I mean, we had, for instance, the other day it was warm enough, we had a fire here. So if that happens, and then I can do something, from the campfire, and everyone can kind of, come and sit at the campfire with us from their safety of their home, that'd be good.
Yeah, for sure. And I said this to Jason Blaine the other day that, the cool thing about the live stuff online is that you're actually probably getting people coming to your shows that maybe couldn't come because of a work thing, or kids had school, or, so more people are able to actually go to a Tim Hicks show.
Yeah.
They have before.
Yeah. And I mean, and discovering a little bit too. I've gotten a few of that, like, hey, never heard of you before, but this is really great. And by no means, I mean, when we're playing an arena, it's much different than me sitting in my living room, but the music is the same, and it's me singing. So, you may as well come and check it out and grab a beer and hang for a little bit.
Well, and then the enticing part of it is that they can expect, they love the music when they hear you playing it on the couch, but then they can expect fire and much more exciting things at a live show.
Yes, I'm the Nickelback of Canadian country. I will wear that. I'll wear that badge.
Hey,
pyro everywhere, pyro.
Yeah. Nickelback. Are you a Nickelback fan?
I never really followed along. I have respect for those guys. Absolutely. I mean, they've done really well for themselves, but I was into different music at the height of their thing, which is kind of why I ended up where I am. Like, at a time when Nirvana was huge, I was busy trying to figure out the Boxer. So I come at things from a different angle. But again, have nothing but respect for anybody that has had success in the music business, or anybody that's tried, really, because it's difficult, right? So
last thing I saw, I think this was at the beginning of everything that happened. I think you had shared a picture that you had sent lunch to the hospital nearby.
Oh, yeah.
And I think it was Subway or something like that.
Yeah.
So why is that? Because I think I love seeing people doing stuff like that.
Oh, well, I appreciate that. I tried to do it under the radar. I'm always suspicious when things like that get posted around. You know what I mean? I didn't want to post it from my, like, look what I'm doing. It wasn't about that. My wife is a public health nurse, and she has been on the front line of this from day one. And she's a healthy babies nurse, so which is a whole other discussion. But they redeployed everybody into pandemic mode. So she was telling me, they had 35 to 50 nurses manning this call center, and they were just running ragged. And so I said, well, what I asked her, what can I do? And she said they would probably love it if you would send them some lunch. So I just sussed it out one day and I called the closest place, because of course with distancing and a lot of places are closed. And so I found the closest place to her work that would get that kind of thing together for me, and just ordered it online. And she was able to coordinate with an assistant to go pick it up, and they ate every single sandwich that we sent. So they must have been hungry. So I was really pleased that I was able to help in some way. And I don't know, it makes me uncomfortable about all that stuff. Because again,
one of those things that I get it. You don't want to.
Yeah, it wasn't about me. It was about them, and I wanted to keep it about them. Because they're doing such a wonderful job.
The awesome lesson from that is that that's just one thing you can do to help out, or But I think it is important to stay home and do your part by doing that. But if you have the means to support in little ways like that, or big ways, it's awesome to see that.
Yeah.
So I hope that encourages more people to do something like that.
Yes. And, I know everyone's sick of hearing it by now, but there's somebody that's watching this that needs to hear this. For God's sakes, just stay home. Don't invite your friends over. I know it's tough, but that's the one thing that everyone can do to help. And to help me and my colleagues get back on the road is stay home, wash your hands, don't be silly. It's not that difficult. And it's like that meme that was going around for a long time. It's like our grandparents got asked to go fight a war against people that were putting other people in ovens. We are being asked to stay at home and watch Netflix. Please just do it. And we'll all get through this. And anyone that thinks that it's fake needs to come to my house. Well, please don't come, but you can stand at the end of the driveway and look in my wife's eyes when she gets done a 12-hour shift.
Yeah.
Anybody that sees that will know that this is real. This isn't about government control or anything, conspiracy theory-esque that's going on around the internet. This is a serious global health crisis that we're in right now that we will be talking about for the rest of our lives. So if all we have to do is stay home, that's an easy thing to be asked to do.
Yeah. And Stephen shared something with me the other day that was a really cool perspective on it, that it's a privilege that we're able to stay home, that we have the ability to, you're getting to hang out with your family, you're cooking meals, we have to also see that side of it, that
absolutely
it's a privilege that we are able to do that. So
there's an army of healthcare workers out there that are working to keep us safe that don't get to stay at home. So believe me, we have that talk every couple of days here, just with the kids and just between Amanda and I. It's hard for her because she sees online like everyone like, oh, my cupboards have never been more organized, and oh, look at this, I get to watch movies with my family while she's out working. So it's really, like you said, I think that's a really great perspective. It's like it's really a privilege that a guy like me who's away all the time gets to come home and wear all the hats with the kids,
Yeah, definitely. Well, give Amanda a big virtual air hug.
I will.
Because she's one of the heroes out there. And I'll count down the days till we actually get to see each other again.
Right? I know. Holy jeez, this is crazy. It is what it is.
Well, thank you so much for doing this. And hopefully we'll get to see you soon, and stay safe and say hey to the family.
Will do. Hi, Stephen.
All right, will do. See you, Tim.
Goodbye. Bye.